I awoke terrified, my chest pounding like a machine gun. My brain frantically tried to process what was happening. Cindy, my wife, was doctor. Is he okay? Mrs. Schmitz, we are doing our best. Bits and pieces came rushing back to me. Pain shot up my arm and tightened my chest. The paramedics and sirens. My mind went to Iraq, the Fallujah patrol. I was last on a table like this at a field hospital after being nearly blown to pieces. That day, God had other plans for me and spared me, and when I got home, God's blessings continued. So I vowed to endure today. I saw another vision of my father while I lay powerless and hooked up to machinery. I watched him die at this hospital, slowly dying of prostate failure. He was the toughest man I knew. Our family's rock, now a shell of himself. In agony and shame, a young nurse inserts a catheter into his pee hole every several hours to prevent him from leaking red urine across the linens. As he drifted in and out of consciousness, moaning uncontrollably, until his kidneys died. My mother didn't tell me about my dad's prostate disease until after he died. He was too proud to tell me about his pain. He rarely left their house in his last year because he loathed wearing diapers. He feared having to go without a restroom nearby. How he never slept more than an hour because he was continually waking up and staggering to the toilet. My mother told me of the medications he'd been put on by specialists who assured him his condition was treatable. Each drug was excessively pricey. They had devastating side effects, including impotence, which stripped him of his dignity and deepened his sorrow. Kidney failure led to dialysis. He lost his will to live. I thank God for allowing me to leave the hospital and go home a few days later, and also for the miracle that followed. A miracle led me to a 10-second bedtime practice that regenerated my health, vitality, and manhood. Now helps 19,270 men for cents every day, instead of costly and dangerous drugs, leaving some men sexually crippled for life. A 100% natural technique to restore prostate health. Guard this portion of your manhood for the future. Sexually, turn back the clock, because if you've been noticing a decline in your sex drive, if you are not getting the solid, hard erections you used to have, wish you could enjoy explosive, fully pleasing orgasms again. You can't control your ejaculating, whether you finish too fast, can't finish, you are feeling less sensitive and sex doesn't feel as wonderful, then this will be the most essential presentation you see this year, because you'll learn how all these issues are connected, all stem from the same cause, and why it matters for your prostate. As you'll see, it's backed by thousands of years of living proof, leading doctors, and universities' scientific studies. Now listen carefully, because this is not what you might be thinking. It's not about giving up food or changing behaviors, not exercise. This requires no effort. I understand your frustration if you've attempted unsuccessful treatments before, because I've been there, and when I tell you my story, you'll see I became desperate enough to try anything. I'm going to expose personal, embarrassing details. I wasn't sure if I should post this online. Now that men throughout the world praise me for sharing my 10-second ritual and tell me how it's altered their lives, I feel I'm honoring God's second shot at life. This 10-second process reverses these conditions 100% organically, without pricey drugs. The big pharma billionaires want to shut me down. Since this lecture became viral, I'm a target this presentation could end at any time. So watch this now, while you can, until the very end. First, I must ask you, are you showing any warning signs of a prostate problem? Because a 10-second nighttime ritual gave me steel-hard erections, deep rejuvenating sleep, and irrepressible confidence I had at 25, all have to do with BP, or prostate gland enlargement. Between your bladder and penis is your prostate. It's about the size of a walnut and makes us men. Your prostate produces enzymes and hormones that activate sperm. Your prostate expels ejaculate. With age, it weakens and swells. Half of the 50-year-old males had a lemon-sized prostate. This pressures your bladder, causing you to urinate when you don't need to. Your body produces a manhood-destroying chemical without your knowledge. Before I tell you about this chemical that damages our manhood, check out these symptoms of a swollen prostate. Are you waking up at night to use the bathroom? Feel like you can't entirely empty your bladder despite urinating more? Do you receive leakage after finishing? Do you ever feel like you need to urinate but nothing comes out? Have your ejaculation shrunk? This is BP. Unless you act now, using this easy 10-second ritual, urinating can become so painful that every drop feels like a curse. As your prostate inflames, ejaculating may cause you acute, scorching agony like squeezing razors. Well, no one wants that, right? So-called experts may say a weak prostate and the headaches and sexual issues it causes are a normal part of aging, but none of this need to happen. Let me reveal some secret components and the 5-step chain reaction they make. Step 1. Quicker absorption. These hits are easy for the body to absorb because they come from the cleanest regions and are formulated in a modern US facility. Step 2. DIT destruction. You have years or perhaps decades of DHT built up in your prostate. Native Americans utilized it for centuries as a reproductive aid. The combination contains 3 Thailand root powders. Step 3. Strong purification. During this step, chemicals such as Tongkat Ali powder enhance stamina and wipe out poisonous germs that have been blocking your system for years. Step 4. 2 more crucial elements help. Morinda root is a natural erection firmer and sex drive booster. They turned back the clock and boosted your libido and erections. Step 5. It also contains cordyceps, leaf extract, and a natural specialized root combination. Ingredients assist prostate healing and healthy urine flow to help you clear your bladder. You also receive zinc. Energized MxD Power includes a proprietary blend of 10 herbs that manage your body's natural hormonal balance, while enhancing your body's natural ability to fight off bacteria and neutralize debt. It binds to androgen receptors in the body, shrinking the prostate. It binds to and prevents 5-alpha reductase, a chemical molecule that generates DHT in your body, especially after age 45. Men in Madagascar over 50 who consistently take this plant have healthy prostate sand sex lives into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Creating MxD Power. Everything is covered. You'll not only reverse the issues you have. Now, this is also the sex life for years and decades to come at this point. If you're wondering how to get your hands on this, just know the opportunity you're seeing on this page won't last long. The formula includes ingredients that often run out of stock. With MxD Power supplies running low, we can't say when another batch will be available. You can buy each ingredient separately and mix your own blend, but it would be difficult and time-consuming to measure the dosages correctly. Too much of one ingredient and too little of another will ruin the chain reaction effect. Your body will create DHT without it. This is why we recommend you choose at least 3 bottles of MxD Power. Take advantage of this chance. First, choose a money-saving bundle. I am sure you'll see big results that I am not just going to promise your success, I am going to literally guarantee them. Most importantly, when you try MxD Power today, you're covered by a 30-day no questions asked 100% money-back guarantee. Take it for a test drive, and remember this: you are risking nothing. Absolutely zero risk. The only risk you could possibly face is the one of regret. If you miss this one-time opportunity, you have 60 days to months to test this life-changing formula. The powerful influence this formula will have on your health, energy, beauty, relationships, sexual drive, and enjoyment. Then submit your order. Get a deposit through our safe purchasing page. Your financial details and personal information will be kept entirely confidential. Our order page is encrypted with the latest 256-bit encryption technology to protect your privacy. Only a charge from MxD, our safe payment processor, will appear. They execute over 100,000 secure transactions per day. You must act soon, because if you leave this age without grabbing it, you may lose it forever. The fixable problem you can reverse now. We both know the answers to these questions. After you complete your checkout on the next page, your money-saving bundle will be dispatched promptly. Remember this: you risk nothing by trying MxD Power. Use today's risk-free opportunity to lock in your supply. I hope to hear your story shortly.